Are you ready for another Garry Kitchen's Game Maker tutorial? Well, I sure am. Today, I'm gonna make a boxing game where you get to punch the bad guy. Look at that! You wanna know how to do it? Well, you stay tuned. It's gonna be fun. Get that guy. Get that bad guy.
Part 1. Let's make the sprites. Let's go to setup. Change sprites to 3 sprites. Quit. We're going to line this one kind of a little bit down lower. This one right here. Done. Now to design our sprite. I made it go in fast motion. That way you don't get bored too much. As you can tell, I'm doing the body on the first frame here. Now the face. Gotta get the hair there. Hair looks good. Sprite 2. So this is the pants. And the foot. Now to change the frame 2. Yeah, we got the feet and pants. We're making the legs apart now, like we're walking or something. Oh, now the body. Gotta get the body. Oh wait, the hair. Gotta get the hair. The arms and the face. Boy, I should be an artist. Yeah. Too bad I have only like 3 colors to work with. Don't forget to save it. Let's save it as CF1A. Yep. Let's go to setup. Change sprites to 3 sprites. Quit. We're going to line this one kind of a little bit down lower. This one right here. Done. This time we're going to make our guy, he's going to be punching with his fist. I got the pants done. Got the body, working on the body. Oh, there's his arm. And for the 3rd sprite, we're going to put his little hand right there. And of course, don't forget to save your sprite. Save C punch. Now suppose I want to make this guy backwards. I'll go command, flip. Flip him. Then I gotta go to frame 2. Go to command, flip him. File, save. Now let's go to setup. 1, 2, 3. Quit. We're going to put sprite 1 over here. 2 over there. 1, 2, 3. Why is I making these sprites here? You can forward to the next part if you don't want to watch. But it's kind of interesting watching anyway. The Commodore 64 is limited at how many colors you can use in sprites. So you got to get creative sometimes. Oh, let's put the hair on here. Now I'm going to change to sprite 3. Let's start drawing again. Getting there. It's getting good. Gotta use the black now. I'm going to make his little arms so it looks like elbows bent. Change the sprites. Do the black here. Gotta make his legs like they're walking so they had to be apart. A lot of people don't know that there was expansion packs made for the Garry Kitchen's Game Maker. One was Game Maker Sports and the other one's Game Maker Science. Well, anywho, I better get this fight saved. DD1LA. Now let's go to setup. 1, 2, 3. Quit. We're going to put sprite 1 over here. 2 over there. 1, 2, 3. I think this is the last sprite. I promise. Let's work on getting this the hair done and the face. Oh, it's going to look cool. This guy's going to be punching. Get his body done. I just got to make sure his hand's on sprite 1. It makes a difference. Part 2. Choose a scene. The scene I decided to use is on the demo disc, Garry Kitchen Sports, or you can make your own. Part 3, choose a sound. Then you gotta make a sound. Well, I was a little lazy and I just picked one off the demo disc. Let's hear it. I suppose that will work. Now, let's get ready for our coding. Part 4, let's get coding. Alright, here we go for the coding. So I'm going to first start off by telling the computer where to put the scores. The scores like when Charles punches the bad guy or the bad guy punches Charles? Well, score 1 is right here, and there's a score 2 right here. Score 1 is going to be at row 0. Row 0 is at the top. Column 1 is the first row. That means at the top left. Score 2 is at 0. That's at the top. Column 14 is more over to the right. We have to have a scene. So the scene 1 is boxing. That's the scene we made. Sprite 1 is CF1A. Charles Fatt 1 animation. That's the one that we made. The dashes here in Sprite 2 and Sprite 3 indicate it's part of Sprite 1, kind of like a sub-sprite. It's all one sprite. Sprite 4 is DD1 space RA. And then Sprite 5 and 6 are also part of it. Now let's put some sprites in a position. Sprite 1, X position 90. X position is left and right on the board. Sprite 1, Y position is 132. Y position is up or down. The bad guy needs a spot too, so that's Sprite 4. 132, so he'll be at the same level as Sprite 1. And 83, that means he'll be right to the left. Now let's go down to the joysticks. Yeah, I'm going to move this up a little bit. If joystick 1 is up, then we're going to have the Sprite 1 direction up. It's up. We're going to have the movement speed 25 and the animation 30. See this number over here? We put that number here to start our loop. Later on, we're going to put a jump to command, and we're going to jump here to cause a loop. We have to put an and if to tell the computer that's all the tasks that we want to do when joystick 1 is up. If joystick 1 is down, well, Sprite 1 is going to go 128, which is down. Sprite 1 movement speed will be 25, and animation speed will be 30, so he'll be wiggling 30 miles an hour. And if we're done telling it to do what we want to do when we go down. If joystick 1 is left, we're going to change the sprite to CF1A. That means Charles will be facing left. And these two are the second two parts of the sprite. Then we have the direction, left. Then we have the movement speed. Then we have the animation speed. And if. We have another number over here that we can jump to. If joystick 1 is right, then sprite is the CF1AR, standing for right, and two other sprites accompanying with it. Sprite 1 direction is 64 right. We also got the movement speed of 25, the animation speed of 30, but what's this? Why is there a jump to 1002? Well, let's run it once. When he goes forward, he goes back, forward, back, everything looks good. However, let me show you what happens if I delete this. Forward, back. Oh, he's getting all weird and everything. Oh, he jumps everywhere. So by putting a jump to 1002, it keeps a loop from going from here to here. It keeps it focused so it doesn't go astray. Now if joystick 1 is off, I'm going to have no movement speed. Nope, not going to do anything. Same with the animation speed. No animation speed. And if. Moving on now. If button 1 is on, we're going to make the Sprite 1. Sprite 1. We're going to make it C punch. Ugh! Yeah. And of course, these two are the accompanying sprites. And if button 1 is off, Sprite 1 is going to go back to the CF1A sprite. And if joystick 2, oh, now we got the second joystick. Joystick 2 is up. We're going to go to Sprite 4. That direction's going to be up, of course. And of course, the movement speed will be 25, and the animation speed will be 30. And if joystick 2 is down, Sprite 4 direction, that's the bad guy, by the way, he's going to go down. Movement speed will be 25, animation will be 30. And if joystick 2 is left, Sprite 4 is DD1, LA. Sprite 4 direction will be left, Sprite 4 movement 25, animation be 30. Jump to 1004. That will keep it from jerking. It'll keep it in a loop again. And if joystick 2 is right, Sprite 4 will be DD1, RA. That will be the Sprite 2, the right facing Sprite. And we got those two lines are the same Sprite. Sprite 4 direction will be right. Movement speed 25, animation 30. And if joystick 2 is off, well, we don't want any movement. We don't want any animation, so that's cool. And if button 2 is on, well, these things are going to happen. Sprite 4 will be DD punch. The bad guy will be punching. Sprite 5 and 6 are the same sprite. And if button 2 is off, well, it'll be DD1RA. That's the sprite that's not punching. And now before we go any further, let me explain about the sprites. Sprite 1 is Charles's hand. Sprite 2 is his pants. Sprite 3 is his head. Sprite 4 is the bad guy's hand. Sprite 5 is the bad guy's pants. And Sprite 6 is the bad guy's head. So keep that in mind as we go back to our coding. If Sprite 1 hits Sprite 6, so if the Charles guy's fist, which is on Sprite 1 of his 3 sprites, hits Sprite 6, that's the bad guy. A sound will happen. I just grabbed a random sound. Sound 1, and the name of my sound is called open. I don't know why, I just had to call it something. And if that happens, it's going to add 10 to score 2. That's Charles' score. And then I have it pause for just 1 second. You know why? Because if I didn't put a pause in there, if I just held the button down, what would happen is it would just keep racking the score up really fast. And if now Sprite 4 hits Sprite 3, so if the bad guy's fist hits Sprite 3, which is Charles me, oh boy, the sound's going to sound, that's the sound's name is open. You're going to add 10 points to score 1. It'll pause for a second so that way you can't just hold down the button on the joystick. And if now jump all the way to label 101, and that's where our loop begins. Shall we run it? Oh, I'm the bad guy. Oh, no, I'm the good guy. I'm going to punch you. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. Ugh. Oh, well, I'm going to swap my joysticks out here. I'm going to be the bad guy. I'm the bad guy. I'm gonna punch you, Charles. So he has to punch me in the face. See, the face is up here. If he punches me in the foot, it doesn't work. Because Sprite 3 is the face of Charles. One more thing real quick. If you want to save your game onto a bootable disk, just go to File. Make disk, your name. Charles Fatt. We're going to call it boxing. Now before you click on yes, insert a blank disk. Make sure it's blank, otherwise it'll erase it. Ready? Okay, yes. It might take a while. I sped up the video here. Those 1541 drives are slow.
I'll let you know what, we're out of time. And I was just getting started. You know, you can make the guy kick. You can also make it so he can't go off the ring because he runs to the edge of the screen. But if I had more time, I'd show you. I got an idea. I'm gonna put the link to my ROM below. And why don't you see if you can modify it and tell me how you did. That might be interesting. See if you come up with a better design. Coding's just fun, isn't it? See you later, alligator.